Hello, and welcome back to Selah, Time to Pause. Hello, Elizabeth.
Hello, Sam.
We're back doing a So What? After many complaints that we've not done one in so long, we're back. We've listened to you, we've heard you, and we're back. So we've just had Lent, haven't we?
We have, yes.
Yes.
Oh, I can tell by your face that there's a terrible joke coming.
Yeah. So, why do muggers find it so hard to mug Christians during Lent?
I don't know.
They fast, don't they?
I will stop and breathe in your presence. Just breathe. Just breathe.
Right, so speaking of Lent, how did you find Lent?
I actually really enjoyed it. It was good doing the different streams. So I was doing fasting and simplicity. I did also very much enjoy the other streams too. But I think the one that I found particularly good was actually doing the fasting one myself. Because I did that with Jez, and it was just really good doing that alongside somebody else and actually kind of having that focus during the week to kind of set aside time to fast and pray and then kind of come together at the end of each day. And then the other thing was the mornings after we fasted, we met up for breakfast, and it was like that taste of coffee and like food after fasting has made us both, I think, appreciate a lot more our food.
Yeah. I remember listening to a lot of your earlier fasting podcasts, and I think, was it twice that you said, oh, I accidentally had a coffee?
I know, yeah. It was so hard. It's just, you get into your morning routine and then
that would definitely
it's really
be me.
hard habit to break.
Yeah.
But I think with the whole fasting thing, that is something that kind of carried on post-Lent. Because I don't know, I've just really been enjoying that discipline and
Good.
that focus. Yeah. What about you?
Well done. So I was doing the silence stream, talking about that, and I was also tried to do a lot of the prayer ones with Michael Ball from MHOP, Manchester House of Prayer, who I found very interested in all the different things and different techniques of praying that he put out there. I thought that was great to have a new voice on the podcast as well.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Oh, the thing I really like about the prayer thing as well, listening to Michael, is like him and his wife have been leading the House of Prayer for like well over 10 years now, and they've kind of lived that whole lifestyle over that period of time. And it's really like, I found it really cool kind of listening to it, knowing kind of the journey that they've been on, and just hearing how passionately he was speaking about it. I found it really challenging, just in light of like prayer and the other disciplines, thinking it really is a fruit of following a discipline or living it out over a long period of time, is that it just becomes part of who you are. And I think that was like really evident in how Michael was talking about prayer. And I guess I just felt challenged about that in my own life. And
you could really hear the passion in what he was saying. And I was going to ask you what episode stood out to you, but I'm going to do that first. In the prayer he did an episode on the lifestyle of prayer and how you just need to make it part of your lifestyle. And I sometimes find big grand gestures of prayer, like having a long prayer Brian Long prayer that stands up in the middle of this meeting and prays for half an hour. I find that difficult. So having those short blasts of prayer and just having a constant conversation with God really works for me. So that was quite good. And also, was it the last episode you did? Or the second last? I don't know, I can't remember. Praying the word back to God. Using the Bible as conversation topics with God, not just using the Bible as a Bible study, but as your prayer life as well. I found very interesting, and the passion that you spoke about in those episodes just made you want to do it. I think. Are there any episodes that stood out to you, Elizabeth?
Actually, it was one of yours, and it was like it was the very last silence one, and it was the soundscape, the sounds of the cross. Is that what you called it?
Sounds of the cross.
Sounds of the cross. If anyone who's listening, if you haven't listened to that, I would thoroughly encourage you to go back and listen to it, because it is amazing. And I was just really moved listening to it, and like, I know you put a lot of work into it, but I think just on that Good Friday, I always feel really emotional around Easter weekend anyway, just thinking about, what it means for us as followers of Jesus, but actually kind of listening to that journey that you put together, like just purely in sound, I think it really helped me to kind of picture that journey that Jesus went through, and it made it feel a bit more real, a bit more tangible. And I found it just a really good way to connect with the story and connect with, I guess, the journey that Jesus went on for us. And I thought it was really powerful.
I think making it, because I made it, I think I always knew where the story was and what was going on. So to ask you, as somebody who didn't make it, and also listeners out there who did have listened to it, was it easy to follow along what was going on? Did it matter? Did you always know what was going along? Did that make a difference? Does that question make sense?
It does make sense. I think I did know what was going on, partly because when I first listened to it, I kind of had all the references at the markers. So that helped. I know not everyone had that. But on Good Friday, when I was listening to it, I think when you do know the story, just closing my eyes and listening to it, I could picture it all in my head.
Oh, good.
Cool. So I thought it worked really well.
And I think for my own interest, if anybody wants to send in any thoughts they had on it, anything they got from it, that'd be fantastic. Do get in contact with us. Thank you.
Hi, it's Ian here, dropping in from the other side of the office. I was listening there. You're asking what other people's thoughts were. When I was listening to that Good Friday one, I thought that was brilliant too. But for me, there were some moments where I maybe wasn't exactly sure what was happening at that particular moment. But I actually thought that added to the whole sort of emotional impact of the soundscape, because there would have been times, I think, for the disciples and for everyone else who was there, where there would have been those moments of confusion and really not known what was going on. So I found the whole thing was a way for me to connect emotionally with the story, which I found really quite powerful. So just dropping in to say that, and now I'm back off to carry on the rest of my work.
Oh, thanks. See ya. To round off today's episode, I think it is important to mention that today is World Earth Day. World Earth Day?
Just Earth Day.
Just Earth Day. Today is Earth Day. And I'm going to be talking more about this on Wednesday. It's a bit late, but never mind. But for now, on World Earth Day, I think it's important for us to kind of pray about it, and to pray that the work that happens today will carry on, be effective, and kind of like help our planet that we've been put in charge of. Would you like to pray, Elizabeth?
Sure, I will pray.
Thanks.
Oh Lord, I just thank you for the world that we live in, and that you have placed us here. And Father, I pray just for each one of us listening, that you will help us to just step up and take responsibility and be bold in the way that we love and care for your creation, for the people in it and around us. And Lord, that we would just be your hands and feet in the world. Amen.